Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the Football Overs YouTube channel and welcome to game week 42 of the English Championship. 42 for 5 games to go for most teams. One or two have got a game in hand or a catch-up game to do, but we're now into the absolute home straight, as it were, and Coventry are almost over that winning line. 4 points now to guarantee promotion, a nominal number really, a nominal figure. They're 12 points clear of their nearest rivals, who are now Ipswich Town. But there's 3 teams on 72 points, and we'll come to that, which is where the excitement is at the moment in the division. So yes, Coventry fully deserve their spot when they actually clinch it. We can't obviously go too over the top yet. They've still got 4 points to gain, or other teams drop their points, which is more than likely as well. So it's almost done and dusted. Well done to Coventry. As I say, they got caught briefly by Ipswich mid-season, but pulled away again and have not been seen since. Well played to them. Then we have the second place in the playoffs. It's all opening up a little bit here for everybody. And is it too far-fetched for me to say Southampton have an outside chance of the second spot? I mean, what wouldn't even thought entered anyone's head a few weeks ago, but what form they're in, emphasised by a magnificent 5-1 win on Tuesday night at Wrexham. Now that's not an easy thing. To go there and even get a result is a tricky thing to do. To go there and just lord it 5-1, absolutely magnificent. And on the back of a energy sapping Saturday night against the Arsenal, which obviously they won, which helps all the sort of aches and pains disappear a lot quicker, doesn't it, when you're winning? And I think they freshened it up a little bit. So 6 points behind, that's all. But I know there are plenty of other teams in the mix as well, but they've crept up. Not unnoticed by any means, but they've certainly crept up. And other teams just can't get a run, sort of that momentum going again at the moment. They win one, lose one, but Southampton are just going along quite nicely at the moment. They won't thank me for hopefully putting the kibosh on that. So, as I say, 3 teams on 72. That's Ipswich, who are now in second spot on goal difference, and a healthy goal difference they have as well, which is really good news for them. Middlesbrough in third place, Millwall in fourth place, all on 72. And then Hull and Southampton, as I say, now the 5th and 6th. Wrexham just outside, and Derby and Norwich. Norwich not really in it. Derby certainly have a chance. At the bottom, well, an interesting fact here that nobody who is currently 12th or below won a game on Easter Monday. There were no green W's in the bottom half of the table at all of those teams that are now in it. So nothing much has changed at the very bottom. Obviously Sheffield Wednesday, who picked up a point against Leicester. Oxford and Leicester themselves are still in the bottom 3 on 41 points. Portsmouth, and we'll talk about their dramatic game when we get to their fixtures against Oxford shortly. They had a 2 each draw with Oxford, so they picked up a point. So picking up points is not really what they want down there, is that they need wins, but nothing gained, nothing lost, I suppose. Another game ticked away, though, and that's the big factor. Portsmouth have that game in hand, but it's against Ipswich Town. It is at Fratton Park, but their Fratton Park form has eluded them at the moment. Anyway, so there we go. Not much changing at the bottom. A clutch of mid-table teams that are just seeing out the season, but obviously have a part to play in all of this because they are making up fixtures in some key games coming up. So what have we got this weekend then? We start on Friday night with there's going to be several crucial matches as we go down the list, but this one is crucial for both sides. West Bromwich Albion at home to Millwall. Millwall will be desperately disappointed to have had that fantastic win at Middlesbrough on Easter Saturday, only to rack up in front of their own fans on Easter Monday and slip up against Norwich. Now, Norwich, we know, have been pulling out results here, there and everywhere for a good while, many weeks now, and just shy of being in the playoff shake-up, but they're not. But they certainly shook up Millwall on Easter Monday, and that was, as I say, on the back of a fantastic win at Middlesbrough. It's sort of put them back a little bit, hasn't it? West Bromwich Albion getting draws at the moment, which is a bit of a step forward, but they need wins, really. They had that win at Bristol City a couple of games ago, and they've had 2 draws since, I think. It means there's 4 points clear of the bottom 3, which is always handy with only 5 to play, but they do need a win or 2 from somewhere in these last 5 games. Will it be Friday night against Millwall? I don't think so. I think Millwall will show enough to try and keep their automatic promotion hopes alive. Well, they'll be alive, but they want to really enforce them a little bit. I think it'll be honours even Friday night to kick us off. West Bromwich Albion 1, Millwall 1. Then into the 3 lunchtime kickoffs, first of which is Coventry now. Will it be the victory parade? It depends on, they can stay around after the match and see what happens in other games, I guess. They are home to Sheffield Wednesday, so they should pick up 3 of the 4 points they need here. Sheffield Wednesday will try and be party poopers if that's what it turns out to be, but it's bottom v top v bottom, isn't it? Such a gulf between the two sides. Can't see anything else than a handsome home win for Coventry in front of their own fans. Coventry City 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0, and it could be some party there perhaps come later on Saturday. 12:30 kick-off still, and a huge local derby in Norfolk, Suffolk. Norwich against Ipswich. I think if I remember rightly, Ipswich took the honours in the first match. I've got that right. I didn't double check, but it feels like they did under Liam Manning, wasn't it, at the time? Norwich, that is, and I think it was 3-1 if I remember rightly to Ipswich. Norwich will be wanting revenge, and that's all that matters in this fixture for them, and not so much Ipswich. Yes, the local pride, but they want the points to try and keep second place in their sides, which is where they are at the moment. What do I think about this one? I think there'll be a few goals. It's unusual for what could be a tight derby game, I guess. But I'm going to say honours even again here. I'm going to go Norwich 2, Ipswich 2, which won't suit anybody in the battle for the honours, the local honours. But there we go. I think that's what will the outcome will be. Norwich 2, Ipswich 2. The other 12:30 fixture is a bit of a dead one, a beach derby as I call them at this time of year. It's Queen's Park Rangers against Bristol City. Both sides just hovering around in mid-table, both on 57 points. Both have had average seasons, really. Both have flirted a little bit with playoff at times, flirted with mediocrity at times as well. We know QPR are susceptible to all sorts over the piece. Roy Hodgson has won both his opening fixtures of this seven-game set that he was put in charge of. Will he win 3 on the trot? Well, being a City fan, Bristol City fan, I think I'm going to go possibly a little bit heart over head. But I can see in a game that doesn't mean a great deal to either side, I'm going to take Bristol City to go 3 on the trot for Roy. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Bristol City 2. Bristol City have a decent win over Sheffield United in the week, the back end of the Easter Monday, and QPR picked up a point against Preston. So that's the 12:30s. On to the 3 o'clocks, and we have Charlton against Preston. Charlton, 49 points. One more win will do it, won't it, for them? And they can relax and look forward to another year in the Championship, fully deserved. The defence has been I think the real success factor behind their survival in the Championship. A lot of pundits had Charlton to be, going back down to where they came from, but no so under Nathan Jones. He's kept a good tight ship there. Yes, they've had a few blips, of course they will have done, but their defensive setup has been the key cornerstone to them staying up. So one more win, I think they'll get it on Saturday against Preston. I'm going to go Charlton even. Charlton Athletic 1, Preston North End 0. Another clean sheet for Charlton. Now we come to a critical game for Leicester City. Now, a little bit of a footnote on Leicester City. They appealed against their 6-point deduction, which has plummeted them into this danger, but they lost their appeal. It could have been worse in a way, because they were flirting with the possibility that the authorities could have said, hang on a minute, if you're appealing, we're going to add points to it. Well, they didn't do that. So they survived losing more points, but they didn't get the points back, what would have really helped them, of course. So they're still on 41 points and just under the line, just below Portsmouth. This is a game, it's almost must-win. I hate must-win that phrase. But here they are, looking against a side that is mid-table, nothing to play for, 54 points, seeing out the season. Leicester must give everything they can for this match, and I think that will and perhaps this news will give them that extra sort of motivation to get to stay up. So I'm going to take Leicester City to take the points. Leicester City 2, Swansea 1. Now, another critical game coming up. This is Middlesbrough against Portsmouth. A very long trek for the Portsmouth faithful, but they will go up in their numbers. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Portsmouth have the most incredible match against Oxford. It was a cracking match. Unfortunately, the referee was the centrepiece of proceedings, which is always a bit unfortunate. Portsmouth started excellently, got an early goal, which was also, maybe if you remember my clip from last week from that particular round of matches, I said if Oxford do that, they could be in trouble. Well, they went 1-0 down after 9 minutes, but they were, I say, saved by the referee. The referee then intervened, sent off Conor Ogilvie for what looks a very unfortunate red card, and they were appealing. I haven't heard the outcome of that, whether they've got that overturned, but they should do. So yes, he sent Conor Ogilvie off. Portsmouth got to half-time still 1-0, and then Oxford turned it round in the second half, and by 81 minutes, on the 81st minute, they were 2-1 ahead, and thinking, well, that's it. They've done what they were half expected to do against 10 men. But no, Portsmouth and the Fratton faithful got going again, lifted their men, and an 87th minute equaliser, I think it was, saved them a valuable point. But it was the match we said neither side would be happy with a draw, and even though there was drama all the way through, that was still the sentiment at the end of the game. Portsmouth will feel much the better of it, or for it, because of the circumstances of the match. So there we go. Portsmouth and Oxford was the game that were one of the games of the day on Easter Monday. So they're going up to Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough now, of course, can't afford to drop anymore, and they're having a terrible run at home. I say terrible run at home, they've only lost the one, possibly in 4, but 3 draws and a loss is not the home form for a team that's looking for automatic promotion. So I'm going to give Middlesbrough to get their home form back on track here. It's a chance they've got against one of the sides struggling, of course. So I'm going to go Middlesbrough 2, Portsmouth 0. Now we have the aforementioned Oxford again home to Watford. Now Watford are a dangerous side under Ed Still. They're on this clutch of teams on 57 points that are probably just seeing the season out, really. But I think they just seem to be playing with a bit of freedom, getting a few results. Oxford desperate for a win, but I think this is a really tricky game. I know I keep saying these mid-table teams are the teams you want to play, but this is a tough. Probably Watford are the toughest team to pick out of that group, and Oxford have got it. I'm going to give Watford possibly a little bit of a surprise away win here, but they'll play relaxed football. Oxford will be under the cosh mentally to get this result, so I'm going to go Oxford 1, Watford 2. Excuse me. Now, Hull City, we're just doing not a lot at the moment, really. If I look at their recent record, 2 draws, 2 wins, 2 losses in the last 6. They're sort of just ticking along. Still 4-point cushion in the playoff to keep them in the playoff group. They're only 4 points off automatic promotion, so I'm giving Southampton a bit of a squeak. You've certainly got to still give Hull an outside chance, but they need to start converting some of these draws into wins and stuff. This is a tough game at Sheffield United. Although Chris Wilder's making noises now that he's going to rip the squad apart and change it all round, and He knows exactly who he's going to keep and not keep and all of that. And that's, with 5 games to go, that's almost a sign for players to think, well, is it a down tools now? We just see how are we going to be here, uncertainty, unless he's done some private conversations. Who knows? I think there'll be goals around because there's not much to play for Sheffield United. They'll go and give it a go, I guess. So I'm going to, although Hull need the points, I'm still going to give a little bit of home advantage to Sheffield and give them to take a draw against playoff chasing Hull. Sheffield United 2, Hull City 2. Now, team of the moment in the Championship League is Southampton. They are home, back in front of their home fans, and the last time they were there, of course, they beat the Arsenal to reach the FA Cup semi-finals. Have they got a squeak for second place? Well, the points say so, but reality probably says there's just too much to do. But they've certainly got more than a squeak off the playoffs now. They are the form team of the top group, really, the top 8 or 9. So, and they're playing Derby County, who themselves still fancy the playoffs, but I think this is going to be a tough one. And I take Southampton. They're 16 games unbeaten now, I think. To go up to 17 games unbeaten, I think, will certainly be the case. And I think they'll take the win. Southampton 3, Derby County 1. The final game on Saturday is Stoke City against Blackburn Rovers. Not much on it, if anything, for Stoke. Certainly plenty on it for Blackburn Rovers. They are now, my little group of 5, if you remember, is sort of spread out a little bit now. There's 6 points between the 5 teams. And Blackburn head of that group on 47 points. 6 points clear of danger. So one more win, probably 51 points is probably the target to just relax and think we're there, especially with so many teams involved. So, and I think they'll get it here. I think Stoke are just there for the taking if you go at them maybe. And Blackburn, away form has been slightly better than their home form. I'm going to give Blackburn the win. Stoke City 1, Blackburn 2. And takes us into the final game, which is on Sunday lunchtime. And it's Birmingham City against Wrexham. Now, Wrexham, who were, they worked their way up to the playoff bracket. They're still within touching distance, but that damaging 5-1 home defeat against Southampton, because not only was it damaging in as much that Southampton leapfrogged them into the top 6, Southampton still have a game in hand because of their cup exploits. So they could extend their lead over them to 5 points. So Wrexham are looking a little bit vulnerable to get back in that top 6 now. We shall see. Of course they have a chance. And I think they'll take that chance, first steps towards taking that chance at Birmingham City. Birmingham had a 2-1 loss at Ipswich after taking the lead, if I remember rightly. So I'm going to... but Wrexham, of course, smarting from that 5-1 loss, they've got to show their fans and everybody that they mean business still, and I think they will here. I'm going to go Birmingham City 1, Wrexham 3. So there we have it. Just 4 games to go, plus a couple of extras to fit in somewhere for everybody after this week. So it's countdown time now. We'll have a clearer picture. We may be even celebrating Coventry as Premier League status, having a Premier League season to look forward to next year, at least one. We shall see. So there we go. I hope you're having a great week. I will see you again next week in the build-up to game week 43. Goodness me, we're nearly there. Please like and subscribe the channel. We're getting towards 1,000. We just need a few more of you just to subscribe and click for us, or for the guys who run this. So stay. Have a great week. Stay healthy and stay safe. That's the word I'm looking for. And I will see you again sometime next week. Thanks for watching.